The Sony PlayStation Vita. I did not have one of these growing up. My brother had an original PlayStation Portable or the PSP, and I rarely had the chance to use it. Not that it mattered, because when I was younger, I was a Nintendo knight. In my head, if it wasn't made by Nintendo, it was bad. To me, the DS was the best handheld. But now that I'm older, I was watching a couple videos on YouTube about the PSP and the PS Vita, and after seeing what it can do and seeing what the modding capabilities were, I really started to want one. So, I bought one. After finding a good deal that came with the original packaging and manuals, I decided to purchase a PS Vita a few weeks ago from Japan. These consoles are region free, so I would have no issues playing US games on here. I also decided to order this little adapter that allows you to use a micro SD card on the Vita instead of Sony's expensive proprietary memory card, because I did plan on installing custom firmware. So both items were ordered and they arrived within a few days. Now, I had the Vita and I had the adapter. All I needed now was a micro SD card. I headed over to my local Walmart to pick one up, and finally, I was set. God damn, it's upside down. After plugging it in, it was completely dead, which made me just a little bit suspicious, but I left it to charge for a good amount of time. Then finally, I got the first startup, and it came with Minecraft. I couldn't play it though. Not that it mattered, because we were about to mod this thing. Now, I won't be showing you how to mod a Vita in this video. There's plenty of websites and videos that you can reference if you're interested. But basically what I did was go to a Vita Hacks guide and follow the steps. So you go on a random website and go from there. You can fully mod your Vita without the use of a PC, which is super convenient. That way you don't have to keep plugging in your SD card or console in and out of your PC. Honestly, modding a Vita is much easier than modding a 3DS. Not that modding a 3DS is difficult, just thought it'd be worth mentioning. After I got through all the steps, I was finally done. And there are multiple ways you can install backups of your games onto your Vita. You can use your own backed up ROMs and transfer them to your Vita via a USB cable or plug it in your SD card, or you can use an application called PKG Installer, which has nearly every PSP and Vita game that was on the console, and even some PS1 games. So not only did I choose to get the Vita because of the PS Vita games, but because there are many PSP games and PS1 games that I wanted to play, and they all run near perfectly on the Vita. My only issue with PKG Installer is, like I said, it has nearly a backup of every game offered on both the PSP and the Vita. I had trouble finding games like Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, but eventually I was able to find it. And playing PSP and PS1 games is possible using an application called Adrenaline, which basically turns your Vita into a PSP. So, with the modded Vita, you can play Vita games, PSP games, and PS1 games. What else, you might ask? Well, of course, many Nintendo games. There are many different ways and different emulators you can get for the Vita, which allows you to play NES, SNES, N64 games, and Game Boy games. All of the 8-bit and 16-bit games work perfectly, but once you jump to N64, some N64 games seem to have trouble on the Vita. I mean, N64 emulation to this day is still wonky, so it's whatever. So not only can you play native games and emulators, you can also play full ports of games like San Andreas and Bully. Now, I haven't installed these, but according to videos, they seem to work great. You can also get custom themes. As you can see, I have my Undertale theme right here. But what do I think of the console overall? Well, honestly, I love it. The very thing that jumped out to me was the screen. The very first Vita iteration launched with an OLED screen, and it looks amazing. I wish it was a little bit brighter when I'm playing out in the daytime, but overall, it's great and vibrant. Older titles especially benefit from the OLED screen as well, and I'm very surprised how the Vita performs graphically. There are some games that look okay, and there's others that look really nice. I swear sometimes it looks like you're playing on a console, and I love the form factor as well. This is a true portable gaming device. I love the Switch, but it's always been way too bulky for me. To me, the Switch is a home console with the option of playing it handheld in another room or in bed, not to be taken with you if you go out. You can still do that, but the Vita just has a much better form factor. I can just whip it out anywhere without being judged. It's nearly the same size as a phone, so it's a perfect size. It feels nice and comfortable, the buttons are clicky, and honestly, I have nearly no complaints about this device. Sony absolutely nailed it with the Vita, so I highly recommend picking one up if you've never owned one before or if you're interested. I think right now is a perfect time to get one before they get expensive. They are at a good price. And I also recommend modding one as well, just so that you can unlock its full potential and see what the Vita can really do. So I will be using the Vita a lot. I love the console very much. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.